Why do you think Louis?
Well, he's not exactly the most decisive. He's able to make decisions, but not as well as the other contestants. He sometimes doesn't exactly make the right decisions because it's out of personal gain. He's one of those selfish leaders.
All right. That'd be a good first choice. But I still think that Napoleon or Catherine the Great should get kicked out.
Why do you think that?
Well, I think Catherine should get kicked out because she only seized the throne in the early months of 1762 to save herself and to save Russia. Well, it might not have been a very quick thing to save herself, a quick move, but it did, in fact, save herself and Russia. So it was a good move, but I don't think it was too decisive.
Okay. And why do you think Napoleon should be kicked off?
Actually, I take it back. I think Napoleon should stay because he was able to make up his mind quickly, especially when in combat. He can make critical decisions successfully with little time. And also during treaties, he was really good at negotiating when time was crucial.
Okay. So now all that leaves us to talk about are Bolivar and Queen Victoria. So between the two, I believe that Queen Victoria should stay.
Why do you think that?
Well, I think because at her young age, when she first took the throne, she was able to make decisions effectively. And whenever she made those decisions, they were never out of personal gain. They were only in hopes to make things better for her people.
That's a very good point. What about Bolivar?
Well, he was a very good leader through liberating South America. But I think that Queen Victoria is better because she was able to make decisions at a young age where she was not as educated as Bolivar or Napoleon or Catherine the Great or Louis at their prime time.
Very true. So we decide that Louis XIV is the least decisive out of the five, but there's still many other traits that they could portray instead.
The next category that these leaders have to show that they are proficient in is being able to motivate and mobilize. King Louis XIV is a bad decision for this category because he has made really selfish decisions for his people and has placed high taxes on them. He has basically lost the power to motivate these people. Catherine the Great would have some trouble motivating her people because she never really treated peasants or lower class well. And everyone knows the peasants and lower class are the majority of the population. Although, she focused on improving the government and education system rather than the well-being of the lower classes. Napoleon, on the other hand, I think he is the best decision for this category. He was able to rally his people and inspire them with his pre-battle speeches and able to make them work with little question. Bolivar also was a really good decision too. He was able to motivate the people of South America to rise up against the different colonizers that invade their country. Queen Victoria, though, like Catherine, she will have trouble motivating her people, but for a different reason, and I mostly think it's because of her long absence after the death of Prince Albert. Out of all these leaders, however, I think Napoleon is the best.
Moving on to the next topic is courage. Louis XIV has tons of self-confidence, which helps him get his courage. However, he isn't able of spreading his courage or using it in a productive activity. Moving on to Catherine the Great. If Catherine the Great were to be put in a combat situation, I believe she wouldn't be courageous because she is the type of leader who is more brains than strength. Now, Napoleon has courage. He has courage because he will lead his people from the front lines regardless of what lies ahead. Bolivar shows lots of courage. Bolivar has lots of courage because he was able to find his enemies and nothing could stop him to prevent him from helping his country. Queen Victoria did not show much courage. She never really did anything courageous because she rarely got involved in politics and battles.
This next category to see if each leader has integrity. Louis XIV, I don't think he has integrity. At least he doesn't show much integrity at all because he does not pay any respect to others, and all of his decisions are made only for his personal gain. Catherine the Great, although she did not seem very fair when it came to treating some of the lower classes, she did have some integrity because of her respect of educating people.
That is true.
Napoleon, on the other hand, says his actions are for the good of the people, when really it's for personal gain. So in a way that's integrity, but in another way that's completely opposite.
That's a good point.
Bolivar, he truly cared for his people. He only cared for their liberty from the tyrants that ruled them. And all he wanted was to do the right thing by liberating them. Queen Victoria, she had all the right intentions and wanted to do what was best for her people, but she was rarely seen doing such actions. So I think for integrity, Bolivar has won. The next category that these leaders must show they're proficient in is having the cooperation of the people. Louis XIV, because of his lack of leadership skills, he is not able to cooperate well with others, and this results in him not being greatly respected by many people. Catherine the Great cooperated with the education system, and she greatly emphasized on how important it was for a nation to thrive on education. She gave her peasants equal opportunities to get more freedom, but she later took it away. Napoleon, he is able to request the cooperation of his people with ease, just as he had done while trying to recover from the French Revolution. Many people see him as a great role model. This is why they cooperate well with him. Because of the fact that Bolivar fought battles in South America to liberate South America, he would have the cooperation of many people. People saw him as a great leader who only wanted to do the right thing for his people. Queen Victoria, however, also believed in doing the right thing for her people and had strong moral principles. She would have the cooperation of loyal followers, but would struggle with others who see her as a weak emotional leader.
Well, Chris, it seems to me that Napoleon would win this round.